Hello everybody, and today I'm going to show you a couple pieces of code that can help speed up your macros. Now, what you may have noticed is that when you run a macro, you actually see the processing before your eyes. So if I come over here and I go to my Addit macro, you may have noticed that you saw the numbers here change. And you saw that Excel updated that, and actually it also does updating processing over here, telling you about the status. And then it shows me the message box of how long this took. So this took about 1/10 of a second. So hit OK. Now I'm going to show you the other code that I have. So I'm going to click on Visual Basic. Now this is the one we were running last time, and it has the timer, and this is the basic code. Now if you add into your code application screen updating turned off, which is equals false, then you won't see the updating process that goes up in the background of Excel. That actually takes up more processing power. So if you're dealing with large amounts of data or big formulas or really long macros, that's something you'd like to turn off, because unless you're trying to spot check something, it's just taking up more time and more energy. Display alerts, that was the section that was at the bottom. That's also something that updates, and when you're running your code, typically you're going to be running it and you're not going to need to watch those things, because this is something that you developed, and it's also something that at the rate and the speed your code is going to be running, you're not going to be able to catch it in the automated process. You can debug it and you'll be able to see that, and we'll go over that in a different video. But let's say this is a code that you're familiar with it and you want it to run even faster. So what you do is you add this at the start, and you also add the turn it back on, because you want to switch it back on so that way your settings are not messed up, to be true. So that way when the system is running all of this here, it's not updating it on your screen. So it's putting more power into processing your code here and doing it faster. So I'm going to close this out, and we saw that the first time I ran it, it took about 1/10 of a second. So if I come to macro and I hit the second one, I'm going to run it. As you can see, it took way less than 1/10 of a second. I mean, way less. So as you can see, it's running the same code, it's doing the same thing, it's just that it's not updating on your screen. So if I hit OK, now keep in mind, just because you have the same code and you're using the same computer doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to take the same amount of time. If you're on a better computer that has a better processor, or if you're using less applications, it makes a difference in the output. So if I come here to macro again, run it again, you can see it's a different number this time. It's still less than 1/10 of a second, but I have recording software going, and I have another monitor that's got other things that I'm working on as well. So this is just something I wanted to show you, that you can reduce the amount of time it takes by turning off some of the applications in Excel that you will not be needing to use at the time. That's all for today. I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.